you videoing? Yay! There we go. Okay.
Emily got a kick out of my other videos when we were giggling and laughing and telling jokes and whatnot. So welcome. Thank you both for coming. As I already just explained to you, the purpose of the video is for my final 2 hours, 200 hours, and this is supposed to be a karma class, meaning giving it some intention, some theme, and really emphasizing community. So being here together. And so again, thank you for coming. So we're gonna probably do a lot of things that I know you're both used to. Maybe mix it up a little too.
Alrighty.
Is there anything in particular either of you wanted to work on though tonight?
Just my hips.
Hips?
Yeah.
Hip openers?
Hip openers, low back, side body.
Low back,
Side body.
Okay.
Side body.
No, really, it's tight.
Work?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to invite you both then to lie down. Get nice and comfy. Gently close your eyes. Bringing your attention to your breath. Gradually inhaling. Nice gradual exhalations. And allowing the duration of your breath to extend. Taking your time. Completely filling your lungs when you inhale. And expelling all contents on the exhalation. Really bringing your focus to your body. Letting this time be for you. Leaving everything else outside till later. And giving yourself permission to devote this practice just for you. So if your mind wanders, that's okay. Just come back to your breath. Notice the sensation as you inhale and exhale. Listen for the sound of your breath. And just bring your mind back to this moment, right here and now. And remembering that there's no judgment. What's wonderful is that you're here and taking this time to nurture yourself. And perhaps thinking of one thing in your life that you're grateful for, one thing you consider a blessing, and keep that in the forefront of your mind as something else to focus on. And something to carry through the practice today. To help instill a sense of appreciation and contentment. Beginning at the top of the head, give yourself permission to release all those muscles, relaxing all the muscles around your forehead and your eyes, your jaw, allowing there to be a little gap between the top and bottom jaw, no clenching. And then moving down, releasing any tension in the neck, the shoulders to relax and be fully supported by the mat. And letting go of all the muscles in your arms, from your forearms all the way down to the tip of every finger. And just allowing yourself to sink a little more deeply into the mat with each breath. Knowing that you're safe and secure with the floor under you, grounding you. And then from your shoulders, relaxing your chest and only engaging the muscles needed to breathe. And allowing that to happen naturally and seemingly effortlessly. Relaxing any muscles down the spine and your back, your abdomen down to the pelvis, letting go of all that weight and any tension in those muscles. And then relaxing all the muscles in your hips and your pelvis and your buttocks. Releasing those hip sockets, enabling your feet to naturally each fall to one side. Releasing any of the muscles in your thighs, your knees, your calves, all the way down to the tip of every toe. No need to engage any of those muscles right now. And registering the sensation of just the body being nice and relaxed and at ease. Allowing a sense of peace and calm to come over you. Noticing that the duration of your breath is longer than when we began. And through those deep breaths, truly helping your mind and your body to know that this is a time for rest, a time to relax. A few more nice deep breaths. And then on your next inhalation, we'll gradually bring our knees into our chest so that we can give them a nice big hug. Nice gentle stretch to begin with for the lower back and the legs. And then we will rock from side to side, stimulating the spine, massaging the kidneys, getting that spinal fluid flowing and waking things up nice and gently. Always remembering your breath, finding a rhythm that works for you. There's no hurry. And certainly doing everything to the extent that feels comfortable, never forcing anything or causing yourself any discomfort. And we'll gradually bring that rocking to a stop. We're going to continue to hold the left knee, pulling it in nice and tight, extending the right leg but not letting it touch the mat, pointing the toe so that you're really engaging in a counter stretch, pulling the left knee towards the chest. You got it. And that right leg out. So you should feel a nice counter stretch. And starting to open up those hips. Stretching the thigh. And then we'll gradually bring that right leg in, hug them both again. And then holding onto the right knee, we're going to extend that left leg out, pointing that toe again. So we're reaching the left foot in the one direction and pulling the knee in towards us. And then we'll gradually pull that knee again. So we're hugging both of them. And then we're going to rock up to a seated position. Hello there. Okay. And from here, let us open up a little bit here. We're going to hold our right ankle with our right hand, left ankle with the left hand. We'll do a little seated cat-cow just to get things warmed up. So on the inhalation, we're going to push that chest forward, looking up towards the sky, and on the exhalation, curving that spine back and tucking that chin. And continuing this at a pace that matches your breath. Nice, full, deep inhalation as you come forward, and a full exhalation as you go back. Chest were a balloon, completely inflating it with your breath as you come forward, and completely expelling and emptying that balloon as you curve back. After your last cat, you can come back to a seated position, straight up center. We're going to inhale our hands up and bring them down to prayer pose for just a moment. And then let our hands come down to our knees. Bringing the feet sole to sole, we're going to go into butterfly pose. There are so many modifications you can make to butterfly. The closer in you bring your heels, the more you're going to feel it as the hips open and in the thighs. And then the further you go down towards your toes, you're going to deepen the stretch even more. Nice and deep breaths. Tell those muscles to loosen up and engage in the stretch. Making sure you're supporting that back. Very nice and straight, Wade. Looks good. Now, there's another variation to butterfly that's actually a yin yoga pose, where instead of the goal being to bring the heels in, the goal is actually to bring the forehead to the feet. So you can push your feet out a little bit so you're more in like a diamond shape, and then fold forward towards your feet. And holding that for a few nice deep breaths. Yin yoga is great for stretching the fascia tissue. And you often find when you hold the poses, after you continue a few deep breaths, that you're able to sink a little further into the pose and a little further. And this is a really good hip opener. that spine one vertebrae at a time, nice and gently. The head and the neck obviously coming up last. Nice deep breaths. Nice and chill for the end of the Tuesday workday. You're on vacation? Nice. Staycation. Productive staycation or just chill staycation?
Oh, yeah.
I don't doubt that. That's awesome. Want to come to my house?
I don't know if I can squeak that in. I'm sorry.
Okay. From here, we're going to come up into tabletop. So kind of just popping up on your knees. I don't know, Wade, if I've shown you my shortcut, but it's so important with tabletop to make sure your joints, with any yoga pose, but tabletop's actually one of those ones where people often make mistakes and don't realize they're out of alignment. So if you're kind of up on your knees and just literally fold over, so you want to make sure your hips are over your knees and your hands are directly under your shoulders. And a lot of people misjudge it because it seems like the hands and the knees are too close.
Maybe I've been
But they're not.
far away. Is that good?
That's perfect.
Looks good.
Very nice. Very, very
Looks good
nice.
from here.
I feel like a table.
It feels like a table.
Just call me Mesa.
Yes, title the table.
Mesa.
Mesa Wade.
Mesa, Mesa Wade.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you're doing tabletop correctly, usually your table is angled.
Yeah.
So, okay, from here we're going to do a couple of tabletop style cat-cow. So as we inhale, we push that pelvis up to the ceiling, look up to the sky, and then on the exhale, curving that spine up towards the ceiling and tucking that chin, looking between our thighs. And again, continuing this at a pace that works for you and matches your breath. After that cat, we're going to come back into tabletop. We're going to curl our tootsies, push ourselves up into downward dog. If you can, getting those heels to the mat. From here, we're just going to bring that left leg forward so our knee is between our hands. Keeping your foot directly underneath. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So a nice little low lunge here. Again, a gradual hip opener before we get into some little more intense hip openers. Now, if you want to go from here into pigeon pose, you're going to get the foot, your right foot out, at a 90-degree angle.
Whichever foot it is.
Yeah, whichever foot you have your leg forward.
Okay.
I love when I get my left and rights confused. I did say left leg, didn't I?
I don't
And
know.
I put my right leg
I know that I'm always the wrong leg, so don't worry about
You
me.
said left leg.
So my
did
other
right.
left.
You were doing that because you're the teacher and you're facing a different direction and you wanted us to.
Thank you.
Hi-ho. Go ahead, it's fine. We're good.
Now if you want to go down into resting pigeon, you can go down onto the forearms. You can even go all the way down onto the head with the arms straight out in front of you, intensifying this hip opener big time.
I'll stay here.
There you go.
This is the pose I'm supposed to sit in all day to try to open.
I actually can't believe I made it all the way down.
You're good. You're advancing.
Woohoo! Nice deep breaths. Telling the body to relax. Allowing the muscles to stretch. Gently coming back up onto the palms of your hand, pushing yourself back up. We're going to allow that right leg to join, whichever leg to join the back leg. And we're going to drop the pelvis into, you okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. It's okay.
Good. I hope it's a good feeling it. If you need to, come down into Sphinx and just resting on the forearms. You can if you want to. And then from here, push back into child's pose and give yourself a moment. Nice deep breaths. Child's pose is also great for grounding. Great for the root chakra. When you're ready, we're going to come back up into tabletop very briefly. Curl the toes and back up into downward dog. And then
Deeper stretch, me.
the opposite leg, whichever one you put forward before, you're going to do the other one. So this time I'm doing my other right leg.
Yeah.
And just gradually stretching into the low lunge first. And then if you want to go into pigeon, bringing that foot out at the 90-degree angle or as far as you can. And then you can come down onto the forearms or take it all the way down. If you want to come all the way down but can't quite make it, you can also use a block to support your head. Or your hands. Nice deep breaths. So crucial to breathe nice and deeply as the stretch gets more intense and deeper. Gradually coming back up onto the hands and allowing that leg to slide back to meet the other, dropping the pelvis. Nice arch. I always want to call this seal pose.
It's cute. That's a good idea.
Or.
We got jinx.
And coming down onto the forearms into Sphinx for a moment. Giving ourselves a moment here to breathe. How are we feeling?
This just feels like a sphinx. It feels like
does.
a cat thing.
Partial kitty, partial human. You had said hips and lower back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lower back, side body too. We
We'll
can
get
figure
there.
it out. That.
Oh yeah, I've already got the.
She's got it. She's the teacher.
got it. Okay, now hands under the shoulders, curl those toes one more time into downward dog. Or at least one more time for now. Thank you. If you want, walk those heels a little bit. Help to give those hamstrings a bit of a stretch. My hammies are nice and tight. So this usually feels really good.
Let's get on my calves.
And then we're going to drop the left knee and bring the right foot between our hands. Actually, the right foot.
Okay.
Okay. And then from here, we're going to push up. And we want that back foot at the perpendicular angle, to our front foot.
We did it.
Lining up the heel with the arch of the back foot to feel nice and stable. We're going to bend that right leg. You want to make sure the knee is over the ankle so that you're not putting any strain. So if you need to, you can always move the leg forward a little bit or back. But when you bend that knee, you always want to make sure that that knee is over the ankle. And we're going to inhale our hands up, looking over that right leg, keeping that pelvis oriented straight. So the left leg is rotating externally, while our hips should be neutral facing forward. Again, nice deep breaths. Can you bend that right leg, Beth, or no? There you go. I want to make sure that
I'm
knee
testing out my lower back at the same time.
Okay, because I want to make sure you're not straining that ankle.
Nope,
If you need to, you can always bring that right foot in a little bit so that when you're bending, your knee still stays over it. Okay, exhaling the arms halfway down and rotating them so our right hand is over our right knee into warrior two. Nice and sturdy and stable. Feeling nice and solid here. Okay, now we're going to straighten that right leg and just face forward for a moment. And we're going to fold forward, coming down to the floor. Just letting ourselves hang out here for a second. Just making sure you're supporting your head, whether the neck's hanging or you're holding it a little bit. We're going to gently roll up one vertebrae at a time, head coming up last. And now we're going to turn so we're looking over our left foot, and the left foot now gets straight. Right foot is turned, and we're going to inhale those hands up and bend that left leg so the left knee is over the left ankle. Arms nice and straight up, neutral pelvis facing forward. Very nice. Right leg is now externally rotated. Keeping that gaze straight ahead. Exhaling the arms halfway down, rotating the arms so our left arm is now over our left leg. Straightening that left leg, coming back to center, looking straight ahead, and fold forward again. Gradually rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. We're going to inhale our hands up halfway. Right hand reaching down for the right foot. Left hand up towards the ceiling if you can. If this arm needs to come here so that you can go, there you go, very nice. Same thing here, Beth, if you can. There you go, nice and straight. So the one hand is literally right angled towards the floor and the other one angled up towards the ceiling.
Okay.
So you got a nice straight line with those arms. If you can't touch the foot, that's fine. I can't. Show off.
Go, buddy. More power to you.
Okay, gradually coming back up, and now we're just going to flip it, do the other way. Left hand to left foot, and right up towards the ceiling. Yep. There you go. That way you're really opening up the chest. Sometimes the instinct here is to curve forward a little bit, which you don't want to do. You want to keep nice and straight so that chest is nice and wide open. Very nice. And we're going to gradually come back up to center. And this time, we're just going to do kind of a gentle just stretch to the side. So you're going to kind of lean on, we'll go that way, your right thigh. But I know Beth you're good. I switched. I know Beth, you wanted to do some side stretches. So
Yep.
remember your breath, nice deep breaths. Coming back up up to center, switching to the other side. Again, if you need to, supporting that left arm on your left thigh and reaching right over your head. Looks very good. Gradually coming back up to center, and we're going to fold forward one more time. And as we gradually roll back up, we're going to bring our feet out shoulder width apart into Tadasana, or our mountain pose. Standing nice and tall, we're going to inhale our hands up over our head. And if you want to turn to face the top of your mat, since I know we got sideways, we're going to exhale, fold forward. We're going to bend the knees so we can put our hands on the mat. Stepping back into a plank. The goal with the plank is tucking that butt down so your back and everything are nice and straight. Looks good. That's another people mistake plank into a slight downward dog, which you don't want to do. Gradually rolling down.
We done scorpion?
I've done scorpion with you, right? Scorpion's wicked cool. I can't remember. We're going to do scorpion pose. Okay, so with scorpion pose, really your arms are more there just for balance. So think of yourself as a scorpion. Okay, so here's your front ones. And your legs are going to be your tail. And we're doing this one because I love this one. Ever since I've learned scorpion. This is so cool. Okay. Okay, so you're going to bend your left leg. Now the goal here is, yes, the knee is off the mat. Now holding that pose, that posture with the leg, you're twisting till the foot touches the mat, and then you come back up and lower it down. So this is a cool hip opener and twist and all of the above. So right leg forming that nice curve like a scorpion's tail. You guys playing footsie?
Well, kind of it.
Okay, left leg up, forming that curve. Coming over. You should feel a really good twist in the back. And lowering that left leg one more time with the right. And up. And back down. And let's push ourselves back into child's pose for a moment. I hope you like scorpion pose. I love scorpion pose.
It's fun.
I think it's the only scorpion I like.
I remember now that we did it.
I thought you and I had done that one. And coming back up into tabletop just so that you can turn and come back to a seated position. Put the legs right out in front of us. We're going to grab your block. Put your block behind you at the base of your spine. And we're going to bend that right leg. If you'd like to, cross it over. Hug the right leg with the left arm. I like doing it this way, as I think I've said before, instead of this, because then you can really control the stretch. So now our right hand goes up, and you want to place that right hand on the block. I usually do it with my knuckles. The reason you're doing that before you twist is making sure your spine is nice and straight. And now look over the right shoulder. So you are putting in a little bit of effort to push up with that right hand so that you're keeping your back nice and straight. Deep breaths. Very gently coming out of that twist. It's so important to go into twists gradually and come out of them gradually. Letting that right leg come down. Now left leg we bend and cross. Left hand behind us. Right arm is hugging, pushing up. And now looking over that shoulder. Try to keep that shoulder relaxed at the same time, which sounds like a contradiction. You just don't want the shoulder coming up to your ear, even though you are putting a little emphasis into sitting up straight. Deep breaths. And gradually coming back to center. Now, you're just going to scoot up so you can sit on your back.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. Take your
We're
time.
doing different things for a minute. Okay.
Now, keeping our legs crossed in order to deepen the stretch, that's why you're sitting on your block. We're just going to fold forward. But because your butt's up a little higher, can make this stretch a little deeper because the floor is now a little further away. Should be a nice stretch on your lower back, Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Nice deep breaths. Okay, you can even use your hands and walk them back to gradually come up to a seated position. We're going to pull that block out and keep it up against the base of our spine. We're going to do another set, little variation of twists. Right hand, left elbow, left hand on the block.
You said
Right hand.
left
right,
elbow.
Right hand, left elbow.
I was like,
It's like
all
playing
right.
Twister sometimes, I'm telling you. Okay, right hand on left knee, left hand on block, and turning over the shoulder. You okay?
The other way.
Again, the purpose of the block here is so that you're sitting up nice and tall and getting a nice full twist with that spine. Obviously, twists are good for lower back and all parts of the back. Really important to keep that spine nice and flexible. Gradually coming back to center. Left hand on the right elbow / knee. Right hand on the block behind us and looking over that shoulder. You may, as with everything we've done, notice one side's a little bit tighter than the other. Gradually coming back to center and folding forward again to counter stretch, giving that spine and that back a little bit of a break.
Should we cross our leg on the other side just for fun?
If you'd like to. That always feels so weird for me.
I know, do it the wrong way and then try it, Hope the wrong way.
The wrong way,
The
the right
weird
way.
feeling way.
Yeah, the natural way versus the weird feeling way. The one you have to do consciously versus unconsciously.
I think it just helps with little things on each side, probably. Feels good, doesn't it? Oh, yum.
Okay, gradually sitting up. Oh, we're going to do this one because I like this one. This one's fun. Okay, I think you and I learned this one. Okay,
Uh-oh.
strappy.
Uh-oh.
Around the
I think
waist.
I know what this is.
You are going to want to feed
I am strap challenged when we do these things.
the strap through so that it will be secure but adjustable. You are going to, and I'm doing it this way just so you can see in terms of lying down, you are going to extend your strap and as if you are in butterfly pose, putting the strap under your feet.
Yeah, I didn't think we've done this one. This is
No, I
good.
didn't.
Now you want to have it so that you can pull on,
Right.
so you may need to twist yours a little bit so the buckle isn't right on your
Twisty.
foot. Just because that might not feel very good having the buckle right on your
Feels good when
foot.
the pain stops.
With the strap, nice.
Oh, dear. Oh,
Do you need
no.
help
All right,
Beth,
no.
or are you good?
Wait a
I'm
minute.
good. Oh, I'm pulling.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
pulling.
no. You don't want to do that yet.
Oh,
You might want to wait. You ready?
Wait, what?
it's really kind
Go
of neat.
through both.
Uh-huh.
and come over one and back under the other one.
Oh.
It's nice and adjustable.
Yes.
Unless you break it like I've done a couple of times. Okay. Now, I highly recommend before pulling, you're going to lay down. And then you're going to pull. This
I don't know.
is a fabulous hip opener.
It wants to
Oh, whoa, yeah, I can't pull that.
See, I told you. Don't pull
It
the
just
strap
felt so
yet.
good. I'm so secure.
Oh, I bet you Emily's going to really enjoy this. Now, if you want to grab, yes, now you can pull and tighten it once you're there.
Oh, I see.
It's not doing it.
That's not doing it.
Because I locked the strap.
This is a great hip opener.
I'm still.
Do you need help?
You're just going to make me laugh. No, let me tell her.
Are you strap challenged?
I don't do strap spin.
Oh my lord.
Hang on.
Nice deep breaths. You sure you don't need help now?
Oh, geez. I don't know what I've done to this thing. See?
Yeah, what the hell did you... That's right, you didn't go...
But then, see, it doesn't slide.
Oh, girl, jeez. Hold on. Hey, hold on, stop wiggling. There you go.
Now?
And if you want to, pull.
Okay. No.
You good? Okay, if it's causing you agony, then you're not supposed to do it.
I don't know.
You good? Wade's totally chilling.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. That is a great hip opener. Deep breaths. I have a water somewhere. When you're ready, you can release the strap. No hurry. Unless you're Beth, you might be stuck that way.
You probably am.
You can also just slide it off the feet
Oh, yeah. No,
if that's easier.
Oh, it's been nice. I'm stretching out that ankle. It's still.
Is it still bothering you?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
Agony and ivory. I like it. Agony and ivory.
This is still going on YouTube.
Lord.
Okay. Let's lay back down. Strap under the foot. Right foot. Yes, this appendage. And if you can, get in that leg, you want it straight, but you want it as much towards the ceiling as you can. And then we're going to let the right leg go all the way to the floor to the right side or as close as you can. And if you can, then pull it up a little bit more towards your head, but getting, again, a nice stretch there. Focusing a lot on those hips.
Bare teeth on my feet.
It's a good day.
Wade your trouble.
Makes me laugh.
Okay, bring that right leg up. Switch. Slide that left foot in. Pull the right foot out.
Oh.
We're not going
You
over.
can do that, Mr. Slick. You got it.
Oh, he's just. Oh. How about it? All right.
Left leg nice and straight up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to let it go over to the left side, down as close to the floor as you can.
Watch out.
And
I can't stretch that far. I'm safe, I think.
Ah, rats.
Nice deep breaths.
This is an adductor opener, right? Inside of the leggy.
Yes. And I believe this also works on the psoas, but then again, a lot of the hip openers do.
Yes, it does.
Okay, bring that leg back up to center. We're going to gradually let that leg go to the floor. We're going to bend the knees about hip width apart and let the knees go to the left side. Right hand out, turning, looking towards that right hand. Again, a nice good twist here. Remember, nice deep breaths. Gradually bringing those knees back up to center. Now letting them go to the right side. Left arm out, looking towards that left hand.
Like Harry Potter in space or something.
Okay, knees up to center. We're going to do some windshield wipers. So just rocking the knees from side to side. Like we're going to need when we go outside, because it's probably raining.
It feels nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now we're going to let the knees go to the left side, except you're going to take your left ankle and rest it on your right knee.
Oh.
And if you want to put the right hand out and look towards it, you can. But this is, again, just deepening this stretch. So kind of doing these twists in increments. Nice deep breaths. Just let gravity do its thing.
Be careful of your ankle.
That's the other one, right? I like the. I think it'll help.
Yeah. Stretch.
Okay, taking that ankle off, bringing the knees up to center. Now letting them go to the right side. And right ankle on top of the left knee.
Which?
Arm out, looking towards your left hand. I'm telling you, sometimes it feels like a game of Twister.
It's good.
Again, nice deep breaths. Gradually uncrossing the ankle. Knees up to center. Let's pull those knees in and give them a nice hug. And then, because I know Beth loves it, we're going to part the knees a little, reach through for the soles of the feet, and happy baby! Hang out, rock around a little bit. Another great hip opener. Also, if you rock back and forth, it's really good for massaging the spine, especially the lower back. I'm telling you, you ask for hips and lower back.
We're getting it, huh?
You're getting it. Wow. I just realized in the video that is a really attractive angle that I am at. Finally!
Oh dear.
Okay. We're going to gradually bring the feet down to the mat, keeping the knees bent. And we're going to do a little bit of bridge pose. So we're going to push that pelvis up to the ceiling. Hold it for a moment. And then relax it down. This time, grab your block. Push that pelvis up and block underneath for supported bridge pose. So whatever height you are comfortable at with your block, you can put it at the lowest height medium or high. Make sure that that part of the block is at the base of your spine, really just below your waistband. So it's supporting you at your lumbar. So definitely supporting that lower back.
Got it. Oh.
So nice supported bridge pose. If you want to, open the arms out to the side, open up the chest a little bit. And then if you want to extend this a bit, walk your feet out towards the end of your mat. So away from your head. So you're creating more of an arch.
Okay.
There you go. And just letting the body relax into this pose, fully supported by the block and the mat. Nice deep breaths. If it's comfortable, you can bring your feet together while maintaining that pose. And almost straightening out your legs if you want. There you go. Gradually walking those feet back up, pushing that pelvis up so you can remove the block, lowering the pelvis to the floor, keeping your knees together, walking your feet to the edge of your mat. So we're kind of doing the opposite of butterfly. And bringing those feet out, the further you bring them out, obviously the deeper the stretch. Be careful of that ankle, Wade. Okay. When you're ready, walk those feet back into center, pull those knees into the chest. And bringing our practice full circle, hold the left knee, extend the right leg. Do not let it touch the mat, point those toes, nice counter stretch here. Bring that right knee in, hug them both. Now hold on to the right and extend the left. Nice straight out, point those toes, not quite touching the mat. I love those stretches. And gradually bring that right knee in. If you want to rock a little side to side, just to wind down a little bit. And gradually lowering your legs back to the mat, straightening out our legs. Nice deep breaths as we come into Shavasana or corpse pose. Corpse pose as we bring our practice this evening to a close. Bring your awareness back to your breath. If need be, allow that breath to slow down again. a scan of the body, making sure all those muscles feel good and stretched and relaxed from the top of your head, around your face, shoulders, all the way down your arms, chest, all the way down your abdomen and down your back. All the muscles in those now nicely worked hips and pelvis. Lower back feeling nice and relaxed. Our thighs all the way down to the tips of our toes. Appreciating the nurturing for our body. And perhaps remembering the thing you identified at the beginning, something for which you have gratitude or feel blessed. And I invite you to really think about that thing, whatever it is for which you are grateful. And register how you feel right now. And then after class today, when you think of that thing for which you appreciate or have gratitude, you can also remember the nice relaxed feeling you have right now. It's creating a nice deep association between the two. And always remembering there's no judgment in yoga, there's no good or bad. It's just wonderful that you were here this evening. And just allow your mind to focus on your breath and that one thing you identified and is a blessing for you. Gradually bring your awareness back to your body. Perhaps wiggling your fingers or wiggling your toes. And when you're ready, you can roll to one side, supporting your head with your arm. those nice deep breaths. And then wherever you're ready, you can open your eyes and return to a seated position. And remembering that one thing for which you feel blessed. And I invite you to really hold on to that. Retain that thought and retain the feeling you have right now. And take that with you. Namaste.
Stay.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Yay, yay. Beware of feet ticklers.
That was playing dirty.
It was fun.
I'm rough.
I actually thought it was fun. I thought it was